democracy is rather like love. It has to come from within. You can't thrust it down anybody's throat.
You can't have one side shove down the throat of the other side what it wants to do. Once the other side gets back into power, they'll shove it down the throat of the other side.
They still have the appetite for this issue. They use it and ram it down the Democrats' throat.
They dangle it out there till they're finally going to get enough support and ram it down our throats.
And ram cap and trade down our throats.
They've rammed down the people's throats.
Family values, all that. They ram it down their throat.
You know, ram their values down their throat.
You're going to ram it down their throat just like Van Jones.
At least he's not ramming it down, down your throats, which I guess we really shouldn't use ramming it down your throat when we're talking about don't ask, don't tell. But
really something that it's going to be forced down the throat.
Forces its dogma down our throat.
Pushing safety rules, quote, down our throats. Shoving regulations down mine owners' throats. Shoving regulations down your throat. Force down the owners of the mines' throats.
Imagine all of these things that are being pushed down our throats.
I'm sure it wasn't an easy job with Barack reaming down your throat all the time.
We do not support that fundamental transformation of America that they are hell-bent on kind of cramming down our throat.
I actually think that he thinks he knows better, and so that he can cram it down our throats.
You're so arrogant and so incompetent that you're just going to push your agenda through and down their throats whether they like it or not.
They just said, you'll like it. Barack Obama, the Democrats here in Capitol Hill, forced this down the throat of the American public.
Forced down the throats of the American voter. Forced down the throats of the American people, with the American people screaming,
Yelling and screaming, do not force this down our throats.
You cram this down our throats, we're not happy about it.
Well, then again, Americans didn't want Obamacare, and they shoved that down our throats as well.
He shoved Obamacare down everybody's throat.
Obamacare, which was rammed down our throat.
He rammed healthcare, national healthcare down our throat.
Rammed healthcare down America's throat.
What these leftists have shoved down our throats in terms of taxes.
Trying to shove them down people's throats. The administration willing to shove unpopular legislation down the throats of the American people.
John McCain has tried to shove amnesty down our throats.
Look, we're not trying to shove football down your throat. Don't try to shove this crap down our throat.
I'd love to shove a pound of bacon down Joe's throat.
Whatever we do, we want to do, we just shove it down your throat. You don't want the health care plan, we're going to shove it down your throats anyway. We want this, and we're going to jam it down your throat. We're going to shove this down your throat. We're going to shove this. You can't cram this down people's throats. It was jammed down their throats, not just on one item, but on a whole host.
Right on all the above. What I said.
Jammed this stimulus bill down our throats, jammed this health care bill down our throats.
They've been jamming down our kids' throats.
Just jammed $1 trillion down the American people's throat.
Where the hostility comes is from people who are trying to jam it down somebody else's throat.
Trying to jam it down our throats.
It is painful to watch them jam this deal down the American people's throat.
And you can take it and you can jam this down your throat all day long.